Hi everyone, it's Jen McKinnon. How are you today? I wanted to pop on today to address one of the most common roadblocks that people have when it comes to homeschooling. And that is, how do you teach subjects that you don't know? So when you're looking at homeschooling in general, the fear of being able to teach things that your kids are interested in that you either are not interested in or don't know how to teach can really hold us back from starting to homeschool our kids. And I have found as your kid gets older, that fear intensifies when they hit high school. So now you're looking at high school subjects, those hard subjects that can make us a little bit afraid and not really sure how to teach things. Today I want to talk about a program that we have been using for 3 or 4 years with my daughter, who is now in grade 11, 12. It is CTC Math, and it is because math is one of those subjects that most homeschoolers I bring up, that's the one that's holding them back. It's math. How do I teach math? How do I teach those hard subjects like algebra and geometry? You know, most of us don't even remember what we learned in high school, especially math. So it can really cause a roadblock. And I wanted to share CTC Math because a lot of people, when we've talked about it the last couple of weeks, they had a lot of questions. How did I find out about it? What grades does it go? How does it work? So I'm going to briefly outline those today. So I did not do well with math in high school. I failed grade 10 general math. And then at that time, we had a choice to continue on with math or go with business route. So I chose to go with business math for my final 2 years. So needless to say, when my son hit high school, I was kind of worried. How am I going to teach this? But we were using Easy Peasy. It's also called All-in-One Homeschool Math, and that worked great for him. He watched the videos, he did whatever they said. It seemed to click just like that. But my daughter, she struggles like I do with math. She needed more help. And I knew it wasn't going to come from me because I didn't know anything that she was doing. So I started hunting around and asking friends that were homeschooling, what are you using? Why do you like it? And one program kept coming up with CTC Math. Now, the truth of the matter is when you're finding a program, you usually have a set of requirements, right? So as a working mom, I needed a program that we could take and learn on the go. So it needed to be something that was online, that would not require me to understand what she was learning. And it needed to be affordable. It also needed to be able to connect with the way that she learned best. So some children learn best with hands-on, some people learn best with watching videos, some people learn best with reading, some are a combination. And so the one thing I really liked about CTC Math is it had a trial period, so I could try it out. And I'll put that link for you in the description of this video when I'm finished, because I realized I forgot to do that. I'm so sorry. I will do it though. So I needed something that would fit all of those things. And I think you yourself probably have your own requirements. You have certain things that you look for in a math program. And of course it had to be affordable. Because let's be honest, I don't care how amazing your program is. If I can't afford it, it doesn't do me any good. So CTC Math is very affordable. In fact, they have a discount for homeschoolers, and I have a link for that. So when you purchase the annual price, which is the way I bought it in the first place, you get a bonus 6 months. So you get 18 months for the price of 12. And they also have a discount off that price. So it works out great. But I always suggest people to try out the trial period because every program doesn't fit every child, right? What I absolutely love and use for my daughter, my son has no interest of using. So there's 2 children in the same household that learn completely different. So no doubt your child learns different too. So I highly recommend that any program that I suggest, if they have like a trial period or a shortened version, sometimes you can pay like $5 to try it for a month. I always recommend you start there. And that way it gives you a feel for the way it works and the way it doesn't. So again, some of the things that I needed was it had to be easy to use. And CTC Math is extremely easy to use. My daughter has her own dashboard. I can pick and choose what she does. And what I really appreciate about this particular math program, because I was looking at another one and you had to buy it purchase by grades. So you might purchase like grade 5, but you wouldn't have access to grade 6 or 4. And sometimes our kids need to go back and review something that they learned a few years ago. CTC Math is not like that. I have access to everything. So when she gets to something that's difficult, we can jump back and do some lessons as a review. If it's easy, she can move ahead, which I really, really appreciate. Another thing that I really appreciate is that she has her own login and I have mine. But when I log in, I can also see, how she's doing. They send me a weekly report, which you can say that you don't want this, or you can get them sent to you. I really like it. They also send her awards. So I know they're like, it's a little thing. It's a paper. We just print it off, has her name on it, has a little color. Today, she got her 99 gold award. So she was really, really excited because she really struggles with math. And a couple weeks ago, I don't know, it was like touch and go there for a while. She was really upset. So this was really a highlight for her. She was so excited. I also wanted something that tracked her progress so I could see, how much time she spent on the lesson, if she was struggling, and it will have the chance to go over the things that she had wrong so she could correct it. It's simple, it's effective, and bonus, it's no work for me. I don't really have to do anything. She just logs in on her computer and she does the work for the day. And another thing that you can do is you can access it on your laptop, you can access it on a tablet, a phone, or if you don't want your kids to have so much screen time, or you're going to a place, it's really effective if your kids do school while you're waiting and waiting rooms are traveling. Sometimes a lot of people like to do car schooling. If you don't have Wi-Fi, you can print off worksheets and your kids can do those, and then you can just check them when you get home. So that's really nice. It has grades K to 12. So it has all the grades. You don't have to worry about your kids outgrowing the program and then having to hunt down something else that is going to work for them. So that's something that's super nice. I really like about CTC Math. And the reason I recommend it is because it's so easy and it works so well for my daughter. But I really love that it has all these different types of learning. So no matter how your child learns, you can find a way that CTC Math will work for them. Okay, so I wanted to tell you because the question I get asked the most is how do I get the weekly reports? So I took notes because I wanted to make sure I got this right. So if you decide that you want to get the weekly reports emailed to you, you're going to want to log into the parents area, select your settings, and then you just check the weekly reports option, okay? There's also an option within the parents area to view the dashboards, and you can do this at any time. All the records are printable, so if you have to print off records or samples like I do and send them in at the end of the school year for approval, you can easily do that. It's perfect for your portfolio or transcripts. You can do all those things. Another really great thing is, let's be honest, tutors for math are really expensive. I know when I went to school, and we won't say how many years ago that was, tutors were expensive, and I'm pretty sure they haven't gotten any cheaper. So one of the things that you don't have to worry about with CTC Math is if your child gets stuck, you can rewatch all the videos as they need to, you can watch a walkthrough, you can print off the PDF, which really helps them connect the dots. And it helps them see all the angles so that if they get stuck. Another question I often get are, what are your choices for high school? So you have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Trigonometry, Pre-Calculus, and Calculus. And inside of each section are lessons. So for us, because my daughter struggles with math, I have her do one lesson a day. And it depends on how she's doing. So if she zips through it for like 10 minutes, then she'll do another lesson. But if she gets stuck on it, I have her stop after an hour. She's not allowed to do any longer than an hour. I find she gets overwhelmed and stressed out. So she's totally stuck. I have her stop. We put it away for the day, and then we come back to it. The lower grades are divided by grade, and then within each grade, there are basic sections. So there's numbers, patterns in algebra, measurements, space and geometry, and then statistics and probability. So one thing that I really appreciate is I don't really have, like, she can move through this at her own pace. And so, you know how some kids panic, like, oh, I'm behind. She doesn't have that because I don't have her say, okay, this year we're going to complete this much. Instead, I have her do one lesson, and as she works through, and then at the end of our school year, I just take note of where she stopped, and then the next year we just pick up and move on. So that's just a few things of what I love about CTC Math. Besides the fact, she can jump around and, if she's finding it easy, she can move ahead, she can move back. And that is one thing that I found with other programs when I was researching. I wasn't able to find where she could do that. And as someone who struggles with math, it's important for them to be able to review, to go back if they get stuck, or to go ahead instead of getting stuck and being bored to death. All right, so if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'll put the links where you can try it out for free. I highly recommend that you do that. And I'll also put the link for the cut for homeschoolers. I'm sure you'll love it. All right, thanks for joining me and have a great day.